building an indie business in the center of venture capital. I am Alex Edmonds, also known as SupremeRumHam on the internet, and this is the Building an Indie Business podcast. Okay, so today I'm going to go over my experience using Tinder to grow my podcast. I'm going to be going over how I set up the account, the goal that I had. I'm going to go through each day, what happened. I did it for 7 days, and then I'm going to be talking about the problems with Tinder. Okay, so let's get into it. Account setup. So on Tinder, there is no friends feature. So I set it as I'm a man and I'm looking for women. I set up the name of the account to be BAIB, and I am 24 years old. So I set up the range to be 20 to 26, and that's the ages of the women I was looking for. Okay, so the description I had for the account is looking for someone that is willing to listen to me, especially on Mondays, with an overcast link. And the Mondays reference is a reference to the days the podcast is released. Okay, so then I had the podcast logo, the old podcast logo, the one that didn't have my face on it. And then I had to configure the image to fit Tinder's ridiculous dimensions for photos. I think they have it, I thought they had it as the dimensions for an iPhone 6 picture, but it turns out that wasn't it. So I had to do several iterations of the original logo. Okay. And I used the original logo because I didn't want, first of all, anyone from high school to know that I'm doing this experiment. And then I couldn't do my face even if I wanted to because of the ridiculous dimensions, and that was just too much work. Okay. And then so my opening line for when I got a match was, hey, are you willing to listen to me? Okay. Now my goal for this Tinder experiment was to get one listener. That's it. Okay. So the first day I got one match, and then I said my opening line and they unmatched me. Wah, wah, wah. Okay. Then Tinder has this feature where it shows you like your potential matches or people that have swiped right on you. And at the end of the night, when I called it about 10:45, right before I went to bed, I got 6 potential matches. And so, yeah, I was like swiping, not conservatively at all. I was swiping on everyone, and maybe people weren't looking at my profile, and the same thing was happening, and I was getting caught in their swipe storm. Okay, so day 2, I had one potential match. I sent them the opening line, and they didn't respond. So the match's description said radio and bartending, so they may have been looking for podcast recommendations. Okay. I learned that Tinder does not allow users to set podcast episodes as a theme. So Tinder has like a partnership with Spotify that allows users to connect their Spotify account to their Tinder profile, and it shows what they listen to, and then they can pick like an anthem, one song that they really like, and I tried to set my own podcast to my anthem, and they wouldn't allow me to. Okay. On day 2, I added my university to the profile, the Tinder profile, and then I thought that would increase my chances of getting a match. Okay. On day 2 as well, I started to profile people. So I would, instead of swiping right on everyone, I would swipe left on people that I thought were party people, or people that like had something about smoking weed in their profile or in their picture, because those aren't the type of people that listen to my podcast. Okay. Another way I started to profile people is I kind of noticed patterns about what profiles were fake. So I started to swipe left on profile or fake profiles, and I'll talk about fake profiles in a bit. Okay. Day 3. I got unmatched from my previous match, the radio and bartending woman, and then nothing else happened on day 3. Day 4, I got one match. I tried a more normal opening line, and I said, "Hey, do you like podcasts?" No response. They didn't unmatch me, but I got no response. On day 5, I looked into how fake accounts make money. So they make money with affiliate links to porn sites. So they get money when a view is made. So they want people to click on the link, and then it sends the person to a video that is set to autoplay. And then when the video is autoplayed, the person makes money. Okay. Day 6, I swiped conservatively until I ran out of matches, but nothing happened. Day 7, nothing happened. So the reason why, so that's the end of the experiment. The reason why I cut the experiment short is because it didn't look like I was going to get a listener, so I failed at my goal. So problems with Tinder that I noticed. Tinder is very much pay to play. So in order to use Tinder and get a lot of matches, you need to give them money. Like with their grayed out stuff, they would show me that I had matches, enticing me to pay for Tinder. And then you would also pay to get more swipes for the day. And then you could also super like someone, which is like if they saw you while they were swiping, it'd show like a blue star. And then you can also pay to unswipe someone, to unswipe left or right, or when you were swiping, if you wanted to go back to someone, you could pay for that. This is all while showing me ads still. So every time I would swipe, or not every time, but occasionally when I would swipe, I would also see an ad. So yeah, they're squeezing their users for money, which is, it's just annoying. I mean, I get it. They need to make money. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say about that. Can't click on links. So I had a link to the podcast in my profile, but it wasn't really effective because they weren't able to actually like click on the link and be taken to my podcast. When I sent a link, they could click on it then, so I had to wait till I was matched with them. Okay. Finally, my biggest problem, surprisingly enough, women don't use Tinder for podcast recommendations. So I had to break down that barrier and be a trailblazer. And that is something that is very difficult to do. I've never been a trailblazer before, so I don't really know how to be a trailblazer. And I think that's the main reason why I failed at my experiment. I'm not a trailblazer. No matter how much I wish I was, I'm not. Okay. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day. If you enjoyed this episode, you can subscribe to the podcast. Okay. Have a nice day.